That's how I met, though, my co-founder of Swim, Catherine Esposito Prescott. And, you know, many years later, we would found Swim, which is supporting women writers in Miami. And we had always thought, you know, we should do something together to raise the voices of women in Miami, because we would notice when we would go to readings that A, there were always men reading, and B, we were the only ones with children, the only ones with babies, the only ones who even would talk about like having kids. And it was really dismaying to us that there was no kind of structure in place to support women writers, and that women writers were being left behind because they chose to have children. The only women writers who were getting ahead were choosing not to get married, not to have kids, not to have partners in life. So we had talked about it for a long time, and finally in 2016 we did something about it. And now 2021, yeah, so 5 years later, we've published 800 plus women. We have residencies at the Betsy. We bring in women to read. We pair them up with local writers, and we follow them after we publish them and announce everything that they do so that they feel supported, which is something that we wish we could have had when we were younger.
It's fantastic. So are the women from all over the world or all over the country?
All over the country for the most part. There was one woman who was going to come in from the Middle East, but she couldn't get out of the country at the last minute. But it is technically open, our residencies, except for, of course, this past year during the pandemic, when we had to do everything virtually. They would be open to anybody who can come in, anybody who wants to. And since we work with the Betsy, who is like such a huge supporter of every culture and every, you know, international aspect you can imagine, and you know Deborah, who is just like an amazing person, there is really no limit to what we can do with her. So yeah, it's open to everybody. And we have published a good number of international women.